video, we are talking about globalization. So, without further ado, let's get started. Let us know more about the word globalization. Globalization is an integration of the world's economies, politics, and cultures. The phenomenon is widely considered to have begun in the 19th century following the advent of the Industrial Revolution. But some scholars date it more specifically to about 1870, when exports became a much more significant share of some countries' gross domestic product, or what we call GDP. Its continued escalation is largely attributable to the development of new technologies, particularly in the fields of communications and transportation, and to the adoption of liberal trade policies by countries around the world. Social scientists have identified the central aspects of globalization as interconnection, intensification, time-space, distanciation, or the conditions that allow time and space to be organized in a manner that connects presence and absence. Supraterritoriality, compression, action at a distance, and accelerating interdependence. Modern analysts also conceive of globalization as a long-term process of deterritorialization, that is, of social activities, economic, politic, and cultural, occurring without regard for geographic location. Thus, globalization can be defined as the stretching of economic, political, and social relationships in space and time. A manufacturer assembling a product for a distant market, a country submitting to the international law, and the language adapting a foreign loanword are all examples of globalizations. Globalization made the world more advanced. Some countries are more technologically upgraded because of the effects of globalization. It made the lives of every individual easier. From all the machineries, gadgets such as cell phones, computers, laptops, tablets, and etc. The vehicles that we basically use for transportations that made our trip more convenient and faster to go to other places that we wanted anytime and anywhere. Globalization has contributed more to the world. However, does these advantages will last? Or does it have a bad effects in exchange? Overusage in everything may lead to an unfortunate outcome, just like this. Because of globalization, the Earth is now experiencing different natural calamities such as typhoons, flash floods, tsunami, earthquakes, and climate change. The reason why is this happening? First, it's because of the smokes that comes from many factories and other vehicles around the globe. Because of this, our ozone layer is slowly being depleted. The second is the illegal logging or deforestation. Cutting so many trees and destroying the forest to make a commercial buildings, factories, and etc. And lastly, the overconsumption of natural resources. So now, here's the question. does it really have a solution to avoid or stop these environmental issues caused by the globalization? So here's what I'm thinking. First is the awareness. Awareness to help social groups and individuals acquire awareness and sensitivity towards the environment as a whole and issues, questions, and problems related to the environment and development. The next is knowledge. To help individuals, groups, and societies gain a variety of experience in and acquire a basic understanding of what is required to create and maintain a sustainable environment. Then, attitudes. To help individuals, groups, and societies acquire a set of values and feelings of concern for the environment and the motivation to actively participate in protection of the environment. Followed by skills. To help individuals, groups, and societies acquire the skills for identifying, anticipating, preventing, and solving environmental problems. And lastly, participation. To provide individuals, groups, and societies with an opportunity and the motivation to be actively involved at all levels in creating a sustainable environment. In conclusion, innovation of the world is not that bad as long as it's not abused and the balance in everything was properly maintained. It cannot be cured easily. However, proper moderation can reduce the negative effects that we are experiencing in the world.
Nature and the environment are essential to our well-being and survival. Here are some inspiring quotes that remind us of their importance. Nature always wears the colors of the spirit. The earth has music for those who listen. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. The ultimate test of man's conscience may be his willingness to sacrifice something today for future generations whose words of thanks will not be heard. We must protect the forests for our children, grandchildren, and children yet to be born. The environment is where we all meet, where all have a mutual interest. It is the one thing all of us share. The environment is everything that isn't me. The environment is our common heritage, our common responsibility, and our common future. The environment is where we live, work, and play. It should be preserved for generations to come. The wilderness holds answers to more questions than we have yet learned to ask. We must protect the environment for those who can't speak for themselves, such as the birds, animals, fish, and trees. Let us focus our attention on the wonders and realities of the universe about us, and strive to sustain the environment for ourselves and future generations.